call this meeting to order. It is 7:22 a.m. This is the Personnel Committee meeting. My name is Reading Arias, and with attendance here, so we have Maria M. And then we have Judy. That is the same which. And then we have Judy. That is the same which last name you use. Williams.
Here, Judith Williams-Clackey is here.
Okay, so the first item on the agenda is the approval of the January minutes. And so, I don't have a copy on here, but we're okay with that, like those new minutes?
I didn't have any issues with them.
Okay, all right, okay, so,
I move.
Okay, all right, okay, so,
I move that we accept the minutes from it would have been the January 3rd Personnel Committee meeting.
And then I'll second it, and then all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Was there an agenda actually circulated for this meeting?
Jennifer.
Okay, maybe that's why I wasn't
Maybe like 4 days ago?
Right. Hers was recent.
Yeah, it was after,
after our meeting.
yeah, I don't know what date it was, but it was after. Okay, so, we approved and we were on library director job description. So I looked through the ones that she sent us, and I can understand now why she wrote what she wrote, because some were even more lengthy than what she had.
It's 6 pages long.
Right.
Yeah, and just things that they probably don't need either, and just things that they probably don't need either. It's like, you kind of have to, if you guys are okay with it, revamping the whole thing.
Well, and that was the other piece I was going to share with you, that I spoke to Dana and I just asked her point blank. I'm like, what do other departments have? And are they this? I said, for like your other city departments, like, she says, yep. This is not unusual for a city department, the length of their job descriptions. Because she said, well, some of it is qualifications and blah, blah. Some of it is qualifications and blah, blah, blah. But she said, yes, this is not unusual for a city department for the city of Franklin. That doesn't mean we should have it, but I'm just saying at least we're not so out of the bounds of the city. Now, what did you guys, I only printed out the she and Dana had found this one that the board must have put together. You remember how she commented on that? That she and Dana found, and I like that one. I kind of have them in chronological order here. There was one that she sent us, and I can't get my computer's old and slow, but one that had all the duties broken down, or maybe it was this one.
Was it like Wauwatosa had it like broken down by administrative, collection management, leadership, financial management?
Yes. And even the one that she sent us that they had found for the city, it had public and patron relations, planning, financial personnel. I thought that was a good starting point, and that way, if we needed or wanted to cut anything, we could. I guess all these and seeing, what she put together. I mean, did you have an idea for how to shorten it?
I was just thinking going through each line and saying, is that necessary, and then delete it.
Okay, yeah.
Because like she probably has a combination of almost all those.
Right.
I feel like what she has is fine, but if there's a format that you like, or use those other ones, you can take a look and kind of change it to one of those formats, but look at what she wrote, and then say, do we want that, do we not, and then afterwards, ask her if she's okay with that. Is that
But
okay?
are we
Afterwards,
are we thinking about starting with the one she gave us or the one the city gave us?
I was gonna start with the one she gave us, because I felt like that's where she got all of her duties and stuff. But
And
put
she
all
just
of-
recently put it all together, so.
Yeah, although, look, I didn't like there's, like I like the,
So we can change the form.
Right,
so I would definitely change that. And then, I thought there was stuff just in there that like we did not need, that I did not see in the actual, job description that we got from the city. Like, I think there was like a job description that we got from the city. Like, I think there was like a mathematical qualification.
Yes.
Like, that wasn't in the city job description.
Right,
There were
right.
a couple other things where I thought probably could
could be dropped
be dropped
completely.
from there, yeah.
Okay, so I took her document, that was a PDF, and I put it in a Word document.
Okay,
The hers that she sent us, I can start moving things around, and so what I just did was from the bottom where the minimum qualifications were, which is those 3 lines, I moved it to the top right after the general purpose.
okay,
And
yep,
so, at general purpose, we can just go through each section, is that okay with you
Yeah, that's
guys?
fine.
So general purpose, are you guys okay with that? Is that okay with you
Yeah, that's
guys?
fine.
So general purpose, are you guys okay with that? Any wording you wanna delete?
I thought that was fine.
Okay.
Maria, I don't know if you had any comments or.
no, I mean, originally, when I saw this one from the city, I liked that it was more like mission, and then I'm like, this is a job. I really thought that, I mean, I thought that was very nicely worded, but I don't think we need to include it, something that wordy in a job description. The person's gonna read our mission and, yeah.
Okay. So we're good with general purpose. Okay, so minimum qualifications, that was just 3 lines that an education need. Or did you want more moved up, like all the necessary knowledge and skills and abilities moved up?
The one thing I don't necessarily like about just having that say it's minimum qualifications is there could be, like, I don't know, if you go back to the one from the city, it included a whole bunch of things that are sort of limited, necessary to the job skills.
Yeah,
Because-
they have a whole big section.
Yeah, and I think some of it relates to the knowledge that section of Jennifer's. I just don't like say minimal qualifications is like 5 years, because there's other things that are minimal qualifications is like 5 years, because there's other things that are minimal qualifications, right? Like
Right,
So those things that she had as necessary.
knowledge and skills, I would almost say those are qualifications.
And bump that up and put it
Yeah.
out as a category of, qualifications.
Qualifications.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I would just have to say,
but just qualifications.
Qualifications,
Yeah, and
yeah.
then get rid of the heading necessary knowledge.
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay. And then within the qualifications, and any you want to delete,
okay, let's see here.
so while you are looking at that, just delete.
I'm going back and forth on my phone because my computer.
So while you are looking at that, just delete.
I'm going back and forth on my phone because my computer is not. Right now.
I feel like the second and third bullet point, the knowledge of the library stuff, are basically saying the same thing.
Knowledge of library.
Like, I feel like that first one.
Well, I just wonder if we.
Like, I feel like that first one.
Well, I just wonder if we could combine them, right? Like, couldn't we just say thorough knowledge of library classification and collection techniques, equipment and facilities, and library needs? Like,
Of modern library systems and programs, which will cover the second one where it says collection.
right, I think that you could delete the second one, and then the third and fourth one, couldn't you just pull them into the first one, like have a comma? So be thorough knowledge of the principles and practices of modern library systems and programs,
Mm-hmm,
comma, practices of modern library systems and programs,
mm-hmm.
comma, equipment and facilities, and library needs and resources.
That works. Or, are you okay with that, Maria?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be skipping ahead a little bit, but I don't know, about a third of the way down, almost half, skill and operation of listed tools
should not be
and
there.
equipment. I mean, to me, that's facilities.
Well,
And
there is
equipment.
no listed tools and equipment.
Right, so I feel that one, you know.
Tools and equipment.
Right, so I feel that one, you know, could be.
Yeah, I would delete that. That's equipment and facilities. I agree with you.
And the planning, organizing, coordinating, implementing a comprehensive library system. I guess that to me is, well, I guess that's skills. Okay,
That
if we're
is a
gonna
skill,
qualification, see, if all of this is gonna be under qualification, then anything that starts with the ability to do something isn't really a well, I guess, it's a skill.
Which one are you looking at? I'm sorry.
There's a whole bunch of them at the bottom, which
Okay, and you don't.
Well, I don't know, is that,
well, maybe instead of saying ability, we should say experience.
right,
Hey, Alan.
Good morning.
Experience coordinating, analyzing, utilizing, or, just use experience for all of those. Just use experience for all of those.
I feel like that first one, ability to plan, organize, coordinate, and implement a comprehensive library system again is kind
Covering a lot of the other things.
Yeah,
like the classification and the system, the equipment. I mean, you have to.
Probably cover all the other ones.
Right.
Right, exactly, right,
Would you guys be okay with that?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
yes,
So I would delete all the things and say ability in front. Is that
right,
okay?
right. Yeah, if you're coordinating, organizing, planning, implementing, you're doing all those
You're
other.
doing all that.
I
Right.
think so, right.
Okay, so I deleted all those, and then you have, the next one is willingness to maintain skills listed above. Is that a qualification?
No, I don't think that's a qualification.
Yeah,
You keep it.
Isn't that a duty?
right, that's what I was.
Duties is maintaining.
Right, that's what I
Duties
was.
is maintaining.
Maintaining your
education.
skills,
Yeah,
yeah.
maintaining
So
of
that's not a
necessary
qualification.
skills.
So
Yeah, I would take that out
should
of
I
there.
move it, delete it, or move it to duties list?
Why don't we put it up on the to-do list for now and then, or the duties list
The
for now,
duties.
we can
I'll put
delete it
at
if we
the
think it's too.
bottom. Now, the order we're in is, essential duties and responsibilities, but I'm just jumping down to peripheral duties.
Okay,
Should it not be peripheral duties, that's all your duties? Right?
yeah, I that wasn't my favorite heading,
Okay, so I just moved it back to essential duties.
heading,
Okay, so I just moved it back to essential duties, and it's at the bottom, and then you guys can decide.
right.
Okay.
Okay. Do we not want the math skills thing? Like, isn't that obvious? With all of the things we just said ahead of time?
Teaching math skills, it's going to be subsumed within the essential duty and responsibility.
If she has a master's degree in library science, I think we can assume that
'Cause it's a
she has
qualification.
taken at least a statistics. I mean, you know what I mean? I think that's kind of assumed for me. Statistics. I mean, you know what I mean? I think that's kind of assumed for me under education.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think it's out of
This
that.
isn't a 16-year-old working at Burger King that needs to know how to use
Right.
a cash register. I think a professional with a master's degree, it's almost, I don't even have to list that. I don't
Well,
even
maybe what we just
think
do,
is,
maybe what we do is that just under necessary or minimal qualifications, say other qualifications as determined by the library board, and then we have a catch-all if there's something additional that we want to.
and that one is under peripheral duties. Assists, well, okay, assist staff
Right, I'm
as
just talking
required,
about
but,
by the library
Yep.
board.
yep.
Okay, and then that way, if you didn't get it all, it's okay, just have that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm okay with.
So under qualifications, say one more time, please.
other qualifications as determined by the library board.
Okay.
And then do we need to add to the qualifications that grade 1 Wisconsin librarian certificate? Qualifications that grade 1 Wisconsin librarian certificate?
See, I was looking at that we might need to be more specific with that, but
Oh, and I do see there are tools and equipment used, but I still think that's assuming we, oh, then why don't we need that?
Okay, where are you at?
Oh, so I'm just at the bottom of it. So the map, we're looking at licensing and certification, grade 1 Wisconsin library.
Should I put that up with her qualifications?
That's what I was thinking, but then Maria thought that maybe we had to be more specific.
no, I think putting that is under qualifications is a good thing to do, yeah.
Oh, so just put it under qualifications?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
Got it.
And they,
So just put it under qualifications?
yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
Got it.
And I think we get rid of tools and equipment used. And then, I guess we could keep physical demands, but I would get rid of that first paragraph altogether.
Where are you now?
Physical demands.
Got it.
And then, for physical demands, I would get rid of that first paragraph. I don't think it's necessary.
Right. And then all the other stuff I think is fine.
Yeah.
Unless the physical demands has to be in there for, well, you might know, does that have to be listed?
Well, it doesn't have to be.
Or does that have to be listed?
Well, it doesn't have to be listed, but then the issue is if somebody later on has
Right.
an issue and you don't have identified, the
Right.
question's gonna be, what are the demands of the job? So, and if you make it up after the fact, that creates issues. So I think having it in there is fine, but I just don't think we need that first paragraph.
Okay.
Yeah. So just let you guys know.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So far, we're not done yet, right? You know what? In the one we got from the city, there is the actual Wisconsin Grade 1 certification as provided. The one we got from the city, there is the actual Wisconsin Grade 1 certification as provided under the Wisconsin Administrative Code, section PL 6.03. I don't know if that's important to spell. Really, what if we have somebody
I
that,
can still put it under the qualifications.
But maybe we should be a little bit broader in qualifications. I don't like citing administrative codes because then if it gets changed, we don't have an updated
Oh,
thing.
sure.
Why don't we just say
okay, that's,
licensing and certification as determined by the board?
there we go.
Okay, 1 second. So you,
By the board,
alright,
including as required under Wisconsin law.
okay.
I mean, what if we have a candidate somewhere down the line that just maybe doesn't have the certification but is super qualified? You know what I mean? I don't know how.
Yeah,
we-
well, I don't know if we can hire him without the
Right.
certification. That's why I think we should say as required under the law.
Right,
Got it.
right,
Certification. That's why I think we should say as required under the law.
right.
Got it.
And then in the work environment, I think we also can get rid of that first paragraph about the accommodations. I think that is a given requirement.
Wait.
Is-
Where you at? Oh, work environment, first paragraph.
Yeah, I don't think we need that, do we? I mean,
Good. So the responsibility for public contact, isn't that still about her duties?
where are you looking?
It's a category complete by itself, it's above the physical demands.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think we need that. Yeah, I don't think we need that.
Okay.
And I almost wonder if for the supervision received and exercised, we should put that up front. Like you go general purpose and then go something like supervision, like this position reports to the library
So
Board.
board.
Yep.
So
Board.
Board.
Yep.
So, she's got 2 supervision, oh.
Yeah, supervision received and supervision.
And I don't know if we need to say supervision exercised.
Because again, that's
For the
up in the,
So delete supervision exercise,
Yeah.
right, because up in the duties,
and did you say delete responsibility for public contact?
Yeah, because I think it's also going to be up in the duties, right?
Yeah.
yes, it is mentioned in there.
Okay, so and then you ask for supervision received to be moved up to where?
To the top between general purpose and essential duties and responsibilities.
Okay,
And you know what? Maybe board of trustees.
okay,
What, can we just say this position reports to the library board of trustees, period? The library director administers the library with responsibility and authority for,
Well, I think most of these and I don't know why, but it's broken out, it's broken out that says this position
Okay,
reports
so
to.
then let's keep it separate. Let's
I
keep
mean,
it
I would
separate.
assume with all the other city departments too, they have a line stating who they report to.
I just have it, general purpose and then supervision received and then qualification. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. So we're good with work environment and we're good with physical demands now?
Yeah, I think so. And then you took out everything else or
Yes.
incorporated elsewhere, right?
Yeah, so now let's go through the essential duties. Now, let's go through the essential duties.
Okay, we have got to be able to combine some of these.
Yeah.
So the first one is in relation to the library board. So then,
Couldn't we say acts as an officer of the library and administrative officer to the library board, including by preparing agendas and reports? And then we would combine the first two. Isn't the second one really like more specific requirements of our position as an executive officer of the board? Requirements of our position as an executive officer of the board?
which second one? The second sentence in that bullet point or the second bullet
The
point?
second bullet point.
I works with library board on multi-year strategic planning. Is that the one we're
Oh,
looking
maybe
at?
I'm looking at the wrong one.
No, I'm
I'm at the one she gave us. The first one is acts as an executive officer of the library administrative officer.
Yeah, but the second bullet point, I have worked with the library board on multi-year
Well,
strategic
maybe you
planning.
took stuff out because
yeah.
mine goes down, yeah.
Was that funny?
That was still, I got you, so I combined bullet point 1 and 2.
Yeah,
I got you, so I combined bullet point 1 and 2.
yeah. And I don't think you need to have all that stuff, those specifics. I think you could just say, including by preparing agendas and reports, and then leave it at that.
Got it. And then the next one says prepares and submits.
The library budget.
I feel like it's still. the
Gosh,
same
why
thing,
not?
preparing agendas and
I had everything else.
Yeah, I think that you're right. You probably could do that.
Okay. And then the next one is works with library board on multi-strategic planning. I think that should be there.
Yep, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Mine is just missing some bullet points. I have all that here, but I don't have the bullet points.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Okay, so I think we found,
points.
oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we found the strategic planning. I was fine with the annual action plans.
Okay.
And we don't want to combine those two multi-year strategic planning, including,
Well, I guess you could do work with the library board on multi-year strategic plan and implementation.
annual action
Yeah,
plans.
including annual action plans.
Okay, what? And implementation?
Yeah, including annual action plans. Yeah. And then what I would do is where it says the manages and supervises library operations, manages and supervises library operations. What about we doing manages and supervises library operations to achieve goals within available resources, including
Right.
overseeing implementation of strategic plan goals. Something like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Try to get in the overseas maintenance and infra plan.
Okay. Resources, including. Last part.
Overseeing implementation of strategic plan and annual action plan goals.
Are you wanting me to delete the next one then, review program areas?
No, I think we could keep that one, unless Maria thinks it's duplicative. That's a little bit
No,
different.
but that's a different, yeah, I mean,
A little bit different, 'cause it's not necessarily related to the annual.
right, the strategic plan. That's
Yeah,
that's
and our
a, that in,
operational goals.
that's like a whole separate area of programming to me,
Yeah.
that's,
Okay, and then works with all these people fine. Is the second, the one after that engages community leaders, isn't that the same thing?
Yeah, well, that's what I was wondering. I wonder if we should say works closely with
and,
department heads, Franklin schools, and other community leaders and stakeholders
yes.
to build strong relationships and on issues of importance to the library.
think the next two, directs the marketing and oversees public relations are kind of the same thing to me.
Yeah, I mean, I would,
So,
what I would do is say directs library marketing, or maybe can we say responsible for marketing, resolve issues?
I
Should be
know.
like a separate one, which is,
it- public,
interacts
like,
with the public.
right.
Okay, I'm just catching up to you, so just fixing something.
That's okay.
What you said directs library marketing is fine.
Well, I think we're thinking of trying to put the public relations and the library marketing together, so like, responsible for marketing and public relations, maybe we just say that.
Oh, yeah, that covers it. It's much.
I think that, yeah,
And then the next bullet point would be, appropriately interacts with the public,
I'm sorry,
interacts with the public.
I'm sorry, I missed the word for another one. So responsible for marketing and.
Public
public
relations.
relations.
Okay, public relations. And then, about presentations, we're doing, that would take that out. Presentations, we're doing, that would take that out too, right?
Yeah, I think the next bullet point would be appropriately interacts with the public. And then we would go, the next presentations, I don't know why we would have that, isn't that the interacting with the?
Works closely with the
Yeah.
alderperson,
Yeah, so I
so,
think we can take that one out if everybody's okay with that.
Dealing with the appropriate.
The marketing and public relations one,
Okay, so.
appropriately interacts with the community.
Okay.
Ravian, we took out,
Yeah.
addressing complaints and resolving issues.
Yeah, because I'm hoping the public interaction is not just, that.
Well, it's the end of overseeing public relations.
You may have taken the whole thing out
Alright,
already.
I just probably.
Right, okay.
My next one is makes presentations to the library.
Right, which I think we can take out completely, because that's already part of the
Part of-
administrative function and the other ones.
That's
yeah.
what I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think, I don't know. Because she does that.
I mean, that's,
Program areas and initiatives and programs that the library needs to get ready.
Well, I wonder for some of these, if we just, if we need the specifics, or if we can just say, we're overseeing and running the library.
See, there was that one in, knowledge
And skills.
and skills, principle and practices of library systems and program, and the ability to organize, plan, and implement. I mean, isn't all that included?
Yeah, like in the.
Like
administers
administers and evaluating library services, you know,
And
isn't
directs the
it?
development, maintenance, and efficient circulation of the library collection, develops and implements reviews. Couldn't we take all of those and like move them into like, into, well, I wonder if we could just take like those, the next 4 bullet points, administers and evaluates, directs the development, oversees the entire library staff, directs, implements, reviews policies, and combine them into one, which is just, implements, reviews policies, and combine them into one, which is just. Right, exactly.
Right, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna leave those for. Yeah, you wonder, like, and the next one is communicates official plans, policies, and procedures to the staff. The public,
Isn't that part of what we,
open communication.
that also seems duplicative.
Okay, represents the library, this is blah, blah, blah.
I think that one we can keep.
Yeah, I think we can keep that one, I agree.
Okay, and then ensures the assigned areas of responsibility are performed.
I think we should keep that one because of its importance.
Yep.
So. Incorporated within the public outreach one above, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Ensures that the library facilities, blah, 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 that one.
I think we could keep that one.
That one, yeah.
Okay, and then works with the public assistant.
I think that one we'll have to keep.
I agree.
Performs other duties assigned by the
That one we'll have to keep.
I agree.
performs other duties assigned by the library board, or do you want to keep that?
Yeah, we want to keep that one, but I would keep the last one, because didn't you pull up a couple other ones, like,
Yeah, so I pulled up willingness to maintain skills listed above mentioned areas through active participation in appropriate community. I think we should keep
Yeah, keep that one.
And then the last is staff and performance of their duties.
Do we need to assist staff in the performance of their, I guess we should, because she could be doing stuff below the library director position, so yeah, I would keep that, and then the last one will be the performance of their duties.
Yeah, and we probably should take some leave. Pages.
Okay,
Whoa.
so, okay,
Whoa.
so I think, would the next thing be having you prepare a final one for us to review, and then having a really quick meeting, and just go over it, and
Yes.
so we're comfortable with it?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless she wants to send it out and we just,
We can finish our meeting.
Well, I think we should take some time, yeah.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, we should adjourn this one.
Yes,
Right, folks, chart on.
Yeah, we should adjourn this one.
yes.
Right, folks, chart on.
Okay, so,
Are there any other meetings coming up? That's usually,
we have a meeting, you and I, on
which is not an official meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
So as of right now, were we gonna meet to go over these, or were we just gonna submit feedback after you?
Well, that's a meeting. If you send it out to all three people for a comment, that's gonna be a meeting.
That's a meeting, okay.
So I think we should just have a quick 15-minute meeting. I think we should circulate it and then have a quick 15-minute meeting to discuss it and then make a final recommendation.
Did we wanna try to do that right before the next board meeting? Okay,
We have the.
right. That's what I was gonna say. So we're already meeting?
But, I mean, I don't think it's gonna take long.
We could either push that back, or we could meet and then meet with, you know.
I can meet with you guys earlier today, cause we're meeting with her at 5:30, I don't know if we can meet us three at 5. With her at 5:30, I don't know if we can meet us three at 5 on the
Variety.
24th.
I'm okay with that.
That should work for me.
So the 24th, January 24th at 5.
Okay, so our next meeting would be the 24th.
Unless we wanted to ask Jennifer to meet. They're only, would it be easier for you if we met at 5:30 right before the meeting and then we met with Jennifer at 5?
I'm sorry.
I don't know if that,
It doesn't matter.
okay, well then let's say January 24th, just so I can put it in the minutes, 5 o'clock.
Okay. And then, can I call the
Yep.
meeting to?
I will second that. Guess it's not quite long enough.
Well, it is, I think it just got told up there.
Almost. Okay, should she stop recording? Should she stop recording? Did we,
Would you move to adjourn?
she moved to adjourn, I second it.
Okay, and then,
All in
what time
favor?
is it now?
All in favor?
Aye.
7:55.
Okay.